Welcome back to Spirit of Justice. May 17, District Court Defendant Lobby number 3. What do you mean Miss Faye is still being held hostage? And who's this mastermind? Paul Addison Wimperson was nothing more than a puppet. His benefactor was the one pulling the strings, but I have no idea who they are. So all we know is the person he was trying to give the orb to? Right. He was just following orders. Whoever it is, it seems they really want to get their hands on the orb. So then, Miss Faye's abduction is the work of this so-called benefactor too? Right again. Whoever they are, they're in Kudain, along with Maya. I wonder who they could be. Right. This is Maya, the spirit medium you've been talking about. She wouldn't happen to be that bun-haired young lady you defended back in Kudain. That's her. Why do you ask? I see. I think I know what's going on here. I got good news for you, Mr. Wright. Maya is somewhere safe. That much I'm sure of. I'm afraid you've lost me. So that's who this little snot's patron is. It's all starting to make sense. That fool has no idea I'm here in the States with you all. Dirk, you mind filling us in? This is Steel. I'm trying to figure out if it's Steel Samurai or Plumage Punisher. I think it's Steel Samurai. It sounds too close to Steel Samurai. So is it Phoenix's phone or is it Maya's phone that Phoenix has? No caller ID. I wonder who's calling. It's Phoenix's phone, I guess. Hello? Moshi Mosh?
Mr. Phoenix Wright, yes. Let me start by thanking you for taking such good care of my subordinate.
Who is this?
I believe you know me as Mr. Addison's benefactor.
Ah! Sounds like they're using a voice changer or something to disguise himself. Where's Maya? Is she safe?
I had my ears on today's proceedings. What a shock it was to hear that the key to solving the orb's riddle was a spirit medium. I admit, I did not see that coming.
Wait, did they plant a listening device in here somehow?
Nevertheless, don't think for a minute that it will guarantee Maya Faye's safety. She is not the only medium within my reach, you see.
You harm a hair on Maya's head and you'll have to answer to me. Right. Give it here a sec. Wait! Hey there. How's it going, stranger?
Who is this?
Why, it's your friendly neighborhood dragon. I just happened to be in the US on a little trip. Minister of Justice, Inga Kalkurain. Inga? Yeah, I definitely know Inga. What? Maya's kidnapper. There he is, where is he? Is Kudain's Minister of Justice? I mean, he was very clearly extremely evil. But I had forgotten about him.
Duck, is that you dirty turncoat? How in the... What in blazes is going on here?
Oh, you know, just popped over to the States for a little R&R. But enough about me, Inga. That was a poor excuse for a bluff you pulled just now. We both know your threats are as empty as your head. You can't lay a hand on Maya Faye, and I do mean that literally.
Duh!
What is he talking about? You can kiss your chances of getting the orb goodbye.
Maya Faye ain't my only, how shall I say, insurance, you know, Duck?
What?
I've got someone dear to you right in the palm of my hand, see? Now that one, well, you can imagine what kind of things I could do, right? Hehe, glad you're seeing things my way. Meet me at Amar's tomb tomorrow, 3 p.m. sharp. And you better come alone, got it? If all goes well, the orb is all you need to get Maya Faye back.
God damn it. I keep clicking that. Dirk, what's going on? You heard him. I have to get back to Kurain at once. What? Why? No time to explain. But are you even gonna make it? What if there are no more seats left on the next flight? Plus, you're a wanted man. They're not just gonna let you get on a plane. Let me worry about that, Mr. Justice. I don't know, I'm guessing Emma. Nope. Oh, Edgeworth! Chief Prosecutor Edgeworth? What are you doing here? Taking care of the hostage situation. Oh, now that you mention it. Pearl did say that she saw you around in Kurain village. I had him look into a few things while I was on my way back from Kurain, including my situation, of course. I was astonished to hear she was still in Kurain earlier, but it explained why I found no connection between her and Mr. Addison. Sorry to interrupt, but going back to the plane situation, I've taken the liberty of chartering one for us. It's ready to take off at any time. And I will do what's necessary to hide the fact that Dirk Sadmadi is aboard. Wow, must be nice to be Chief Prosecutor. Right, we have no time to lose. We must head for Kurain at once. Right. I'm going too. After all, you're bound to need my help. No fair, I want to go too. This isn't a vacation, Trucy. Besides, I'll need you to hold down the fort. But Daddy! Guess I should also bring what's necessary. Sorry, Trucy, but would you mind holding on to this stuff for me? Unnecessary evidence, yeah. Okay, what's not necessary? Wait, I'll find out in a second. Just... Fine, but you better bring me back something besides just more evidence. Oh my gosh, only 2 pieces of evidence are necessary. Excellent. Now let us make haste to Kurain. Off we go. Off we go. We're going to Kurain. And that's how our sudden trip to the kingdom of Kurain began. I never imagined I'd return to the country in my youth under such circumstances, though. So we're still going to be playing as Apollo? Is this anime? Are we going to have anime? 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 No anime. May 18, 2:30 p.m. Temple. Temple. That was a long flight. It's already 2:30 in the afternoon. Talk about cutting it close. The kingdom of Kurain. This is no time to reminisce, but I gotta say, this place sure brings back memories. I wonder how much the English localization has to change. They basically have to write a new game, right? Like, okay, like the plot is the same, but there's like so many things you surely have to change. I think Kurain is supposed to be still somewhere in Asia, right? And so in the original game, they would have been flying from Japan to somewhere else in Asia. It probably wouldn't have been a long flight, right? But from America, that's quite a long flight. So there's a line about, oh, that was such a long flight, we barely made it. I wonder if in the Japanese game he says something else that's like not related to the length of the flight, or like, or maybe they do say it's a long flight, but it's only, I don't know, it doesn't matter. I gotta say, this place sure brings back memories. Hurry up, Apollo. Right behind you. Amara's tomb is located in the courtyard of Gardan Palace. We should have just enough time to get there. Then let's sprint there. Think you can keep up, Apollo? Sure, no sweat. I'll contact the royal family and the local police and inform them of our arrival. So, fun fact about Edgeworth. Edgeworth, I think, is one of the first voices that I, like, did when I was younger. Because I would play Phoenix Wright, and then eventually I would be like, I'm gonna read these out. And I was always Phoenix and Edgeworth. And Phoenix, I would give my own voice. And Edgeworth, I want to give this voice. This is my Edgeworth voice. And ever since then, I think I sort of, like, the voices that I made, a lot of them just branched off of an Edgeworth voice. So I just did an impression of what I thought Edgeworth sounded like in my head. Even though, like, there are voice lines, you can hear him go, "Objection!" He's just like a proper deep voiced guy. But in my mind, he always sounded like this. He always sounded like some sort of proper, butler. That's what he was in my head. So I would always do that voice. And then eventually, when I started to, like, play around with voices more, I would do more voices, and I would just go, okay, this one's just an Edgeworth voice, but lower. This one's just an Edgeworth voice, but I have an accent with it, or blah, 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 blah. And then eventually I could start to do other things, until eventually I found another bass voice that I liked, which is this one. This is my other bass voice. It's a very simple bass voice, but this is the one that I can do. It's just basically a deep voice, but it's different enough, and I have a lot of places to go with it. So then I can use that voice to go even more sinister if I have a sinister character. Or I can go like super happy. And so if it's a super happy character, I can do it like that. And there's a lot of places to go from there. So I've got my main bass voices, my own voice, my super happy voice, my deep super happy voice, my proper voice, which is like Edgeworth, this is up here. And now I've also got the classic girl like,
"Hello, my name is Angela, and this is my voice, and I can do this voice as well. And this is a more fun voice to do, and so I base a lot of girl voices off of this one. So like Tracy's up here, and she's saying, 'Stop it, I want to do this as well.' But Rafa is down here, and Rafa is talking very properly and more quietly."
Stuff like that. Anyway, just a little fun fact. Thanks, Edgeworth. Alright, well, we're in a rush, right? So, to the royal residence. Not wasting time, I'm immersed. I say after I just did a huge speech about voices. May 18, 2:45 p.m., Gardan Rat Palace, royal residence. I wasn't made for all the running and climbing and near drowning I've done this week. It's 2:45, only 15 minutes left. See that cylindrical building rising in the distance? That's Amara's tomb. Amara? Wasn't that the previous queen? The one who was assassinated? Yes, and I'm the one they pinned it on. It'll take a few minutes to get to the tomb from here. So you have... Oh, no.
So, you have returned, Barbed Head.
Ah. My girl Rafa. Yay! I've seen her before on the news. If I remember correctly, this is the crowned princess Rafa Padma Kurain.
What are you people doing here? This is the royal residence. Commoners are not allowed entry without permission.
A prosecutor from the States. Should have already called and requested permission for us to enter. As to why we're here, your benevolence, have you seen Minister Inga?
If you seek my father, I just saw him heading toward Amara's tomb.
Was he with anyone? You know, like some shady-looking underlings or something?
No, he was alone. Why do you ask?
Looks like she has no idea about Miss Faye's abduction. You hear that? I think we have company. Stomp, stomp, stomp. Bow down before her glory. Her Eminence Queen Gardan, Grand Priestess of Kurain, approaches. Huh? Gardan? It's the Queen. Oh, there she is. It's... Queen Gardan. Gods.
Surround Amara's tomb at once.
Yes, your eminence! Dihara, Gardan! Dihara, Gardan! What's she doing? Is she gonna help us? Excuse me, your eminence.
So, our barbed-head lawyer returns. May we presume you were here for my affair?
a spirit medium who has been abducted.
Yes, you may.
Allow us to apologize for the criminal actions of our husband.
Oh, no need to apologize for him.
Honestly, Inga, abducting a guest in our country? How could you?
Father? Abducted someone?
Your Eminence, what about those soldiers over there?
They are the Garan Royal Guard, soldiers who serve the crown and no other.
Royal Guards?
They are an elite force selected from only the most loyal and outstanding of our subjects.
And why have you ordered them to surround the tomb?
The police will not come if it is my husband who is committing the crime. We shall have to storm the tomb and take the Minister Inga into custody ourselves.
Oh. What? You mean... Garan, no! His hostage is in there.
Dirk, how dare you set foot in the palace? Have you come to turn yourself in?
Listen, we need to call a truce for now.
Garan Royal Guard, seize this traitor of the crown.
As you wish, Your Eminence. Resist and you die.
Wait a sec.
Oh. Slow down there, Garan. I'm here to conduct a hostage exchange. But if you take me in now, my affair is as good as dead.
A hostage exchange? And why would he choose to do such a thing with you?
We can talk about that later. Right now, I need to get in there before it's too late. If I can't resolve this in 20 minutes, you can storm the place. Now then, if you'll excuse me...
Dirk, wait! Guards, allow the insurgent Dirk Zarmari to pass.
Bobhead, you have some explaining to do.
Right. Well, while we're waiting here... Apollo, why don't you explain the situation?
What? Me?
Leave nothing out, Hornhead, or I'll dehorn you where you stand.
Hornhead? She doesn't waste any time coming up with nicknames. And what's with the attitude? Her father's the one who abducted Miss Faye. We're talking to Rafer again. And this time it's Apollo meeting Rafer.
Do my ears deceive me, or did I hear talk of my father abducting someone?
Oh, you heard it right. He abducted Maya Faye, and... I love that sprite. I love that sprite so much.
Insolent fool!
Pardon my rudeness.
A gentle soul such as my father could not possibly have committed such a crime.
Gentle? You think he's gentle?
I'm afraid it...
Oh, I'm afraid it's true. Your benevolence. He's holed up in that tomb as we speak.
Really? I find this difficult to believe. Why would he do such a thing?
Your benevolence? You saw your father heading toward the tomb?
I did. I was over in that veranda, deep in thought. When I saw him hurrying toward the tomb, I'd say it was about 10 minutes ago.
Why was he rushing? Maybe he was worried he'd be late? Did you see anyone else headed for the tomb?
I saw no one else after he entered.
Oh my gosh, I just realized. Is Inga gonna die? And Dirk's gonna be accused? That seems... It seems like a twist this game could pull. But it also... Like... But I don't know, is that unsatisfying? Because we want to take down Inga. But that's what makes it a twist, right? Because we're so sure that we're going to nail Inga in the end. That we have to... Honestly, for a final mystery, it would make sense. A room where the two of them are in the room alone. We are all outside. The only person who goes in is Dirk. Everyone saw Dirk go in. Then Inga dies in the room. that would be definitely a crazy final mystery. Problem is that I can't think of anyone else it possibly could be, unless he killed himself. But then that would be 2 suicides in one game. That seems like unlikely, but who knows?
I saw no one else after he entered.
So Minister Ingram and Miss Faye are the only ones in there besides Dirk. That seems like they're setting up for a murder. Who knows? But I wouldn't be surprised if he had a minion or 2 with him. Dirk, I sure hope he's alright. It's only been 5 minutes. It feels like an eternity. Patience, Apollo. Patience. Like, Queen Gardan being behind it would be the only thing. But I'm speculating based on a murder that hasn't happened. So, how about I wait? It's been almost 20 minutes. What's taking Dirk so long? The appointed time has come. Our royal guard shall now storm in. Can't you just wait a little longer? No, we cannot. Every second we wait puts the hostage's life in even more danger. Therefore, we see no alternative but to order our guards to storm in. But that'll put Miss Faye's life in danger too. Guards, storm the tomb and seize Minister Inga, along with the insurgent Dirk Sadmati. Yes, Your Eminence! What? Dirk's under arrest too? Naturally. That traitorous snake assassinated my predecessor, Queen Amara. Now go, seize them both! Ah, we're going in! Follow me, men! Follow Her Eminence, I hope no one gets hurt. Your Eminence! Oh no, it sounds like a murder. What the? Why are they running back out? What is the meaning of this? Something terrible has happened. Dirk, the minister. Are they both dead? He's dead! No, yeah, it sounds like the minister's dead. What's this? What? Apollo, quick! I'm right behind you. No one enters without our... Come, let us see what has transpired. Yes, Your Eminence. Is it Inga dead and Dirk's gone? Is that what it is? Inga's dead, Dirk escaped. Where's Dirk? Apollo, over there. Oh, yeah, no, Dirk's here. Dirk? Oh, that is so much worse. I mean, how can it be anyone else? Dirk, what have you done? Apollo? Look! So it is Minister Inga who has fallen. Guards, seize this murderous man at once. Yes, Your Eminence! Surrender now or perish, rebel scum! No, wait! Ah! Dirk, they're taking him away. Thud. Ow! Dirk just threw something at me. The orb! Wait, this is the... Is he telling me to keep it safe?
Nick? Is that you?
Maya! Are you alright?
Oh. Dirk, he saved me. I feel exhausted. I can't keep my eyes open.
Maya! Maya! Mr. Inga, the man behind Miss Faye's abduction, had been killed. and Dirk was arrested for his murder. And so, it was that the abduction of Maya Fey came to a sudden and unexpected resolution. With this, the curtain fell on the minister, but things were far from over. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I mean, 2 murders in one episode. Has that ever happened before? 2 murders in an episode? There's been, like, the thievery happening on the first day and then a murder on the second day. That's happened before. But I don't think there's ever been a murder trial. There's definitely never been 2 trials in one episode. Oh my gosh, 2 separate trials. Like, completely separate. There's been ones where it's like someone was declared guilty and then they did a retrial, or they did a trial for like at the start of the game there was like we were declared guilty and then they did a trial for another one that was like, so I guess that was sort of 2 trials. Wow, this game has really been throwing a spanner in the works of Phoenix Wright format, you know? Apollo, what happened? I can't say for sure, but from what I can tell, it seems Dirk has killed Minister Inga. What? You think he did it to save Miss Fey? Most likely, but who knows? I'm really confused right now.
My father, this cannot be. I must see for myself.
Your benevolence, we cannot allow you to pass.
Fools, stand aside.
Forgive us, but we have direct orders from Her Eminence, Queen Garan.
Father. Oh, Father. Dirk, you'll pay for this.
Apollo, let's go regroup somewhere. Yeah. Dirk, it wasn't really you that did it, right? Wow. Are you okay, Apollo? Yeah. Edgeworth's speaking with the local police. So let's sit tight until he returns. Okay. I know you must be in a state of shock right now, but I need you to stay with us, Apollo. He's right. I can't go to pieces now. He's right. I can't go to pieces now. Thanks, Mr. Wright. I'll be fine! Alright. May 18. Temple. Right, Mr. Justice. I'm afraid I have some bad news. It looks like things will only get more complicated from here. Prosecutor Edgeworth, what is happening with Dirk? As I understand it, he has been officially charged with the murder of Minister Inga. He has. However, I did manage to get us permission to investigate the crime scene, and I expect we'd be allowed to visit Mr. Sadmadi shortly. Thank you. I'm sure glad Prosecutor Edgeworth's here with us. Also, it just so happens that Detective Sky is here in Kudain, so I've asked her to assist us with our investigation. What? What's she doing here? It seems Prosecutor Sadmadi has grown quite fond of her. He's been ferrying her around all over the place. A few days here, a few days there. They've almost become a team of sorts. Despite what Naita says, it seems he thinks highly of Emma's skills. So what now, Apollo? I think I'll go pay Dirk a visit at the detention center. I want to go check in on Maya at the hospital. What about you, Athena? Well, if there's footwork to be done, I'd better stick with Apollo and give him a hand. Very well, then I'll accompany Wright. Okay, we'll go our separate ways for now. Alright, if anything comes up, you have my cell number. Do you know your way around here, Apollo? It's been over 10 years since I left, but I'll try not to get us hopelessly lost. Alright. Luckily, I can just click move to detention center, and we'll be there.
Apollo, here to see your old man, are you?
Dirk, are they done interrogating you?
Nope, the fun hasn't even started. I imagine they'll really rig me over the coals, though.
I don't even want to think about how harsh their interrogation method will be. Yeah, but that's nothing compared to what they'll do if they find him guilty.
They've branded me a terrorist who killed the previous queen, and now the justice minister. If found guilty of these crimes, I'll be facing a very public execution.
Public execution? This is worse than I thought.
Come on, son. Turn that frown upside down, you'll jinx us. As soon as I get out of here, I'll take you to this hasty hash house I know.
I'd like that. I really need to focus on what happened. Time to switch to work mode. Dirk, can you tell me what happened? Oh, and there's also something I want you to take a look at. Alright. The incident. Dirk, what happened in there? You didn't really kill Minister Inga, did you?
Well, the thing is, I really don't know.
Huh? Oh my gosh. Did he...
I remember seeing the mural of the founder right as I entered the tomb.
Is it possible that he solved the riddle of the orb and got spiritual power and channeled the founder or someone? And so that's why he doesn't remember, because he was in the middle of channeling someone?
But I got all dizzy immediately after that. The next thing I knew, I was standing there with a bloody knife in my hand and covered in Inga's blood.
So you don't remember meeting with him?
No, the last thing I remember after entering the tomb was feeling really dizzy.
There's no way you can explain what happened if you can't remember anything.
Yeah. I suppose there's no getting out of this one.
But we can't give up here.
I was just messing with you, son.
Well, stop! It's not funny!
Sorry.
Sheesh. Nothing seems to faze him. Not even being arrested for murder.
This is gonna be a tough case, Apollo. Not only have I been charged with Inga's murder, but I've also been charged with Amara's assassination from 23 years ago.
You're on trial for 2 charges? 3 murder cases in 1 episode? Oh my gosh, this one's never gonna end!
Garen is practically licking her chops just thinking about my public execution. Guess it means we can't afford to lose our heads, huh?
It sort of reminds me of Turnabout Goodbyes. Is that what it's called? Case 5 of episode 1 of the first game, sorry. Where Edgeworth was accused of murdering the guy in the boat, and he had to solve the whole murder of the boat, and then after that, Edgeworth was like, I know I'm innocent for this, but I'm guilty of killing my father 15 years ago, so you should arrest me for that instead. And then we had to prove that he didn't kill his father 15 years ago as well. Oh my gosh. I don't know how you can laugh at a time like this.
So, son, I take it you'll be defending me at my trial?
Of course. You can count on me.
That's my boy. Looks like your nerves are as steely as those vocal cords of yours.
Does he know about the Defense Culpability Act? I feel like he should.
After all, you got the Defense Culpability Act to contend with, too.
Oh, right. So if you're found guilty, then I'll be charged with the same double homicide, huh?
Double homicide?
Don't tell me you forgot about that!
I'll be fine. I just have to make sure we win this one.
You sure? Because you don't sound very fine.
Apollo, what was that about an assassination 23 years ago? Tell me about it. About that incident 23 years ago. That was when the previous queen, Amara, was assassinated, wasn't it?
Yes, someone set her private residence on fire. She lost her life in the ensuing blaze.
And you were arrested for the crime? Why would they arrest you, Mr. Sadmati? Weren't you just a lawyer back then? What relation could you have with the Queen?
About that. Amara was, well, she was my wife.
Oh my gosh. Whoa, so Apollo is the... Oh, well, actually, no. Apollo is the adopted son, right? Because we have a picture of his father.
I may not look the part, but I was once husband to a queen. In short, I was royalty.
What? No way! Are you saying you won the heart of the reigning queen?
Come on, you're talking to a guy who honed his prowess against the witnesses on the stand. Even though Queen is no match for this dragon's glare.
Wow, you're really something else. So, was the verdict ever reached, Dirk?
I acted as my own attorney and won. Until I was accused of fabricating evidence, that is. Then it all went to shit.
I changed the line. Now, where have I heard a story like that before? What happened after that?
I made a run for it.
You ran? But why?
I didn't kill Amara, and I didn't fabricate any evidence. But if I had stuck around for a retrial, I'd have been found guilty for sure. I couldn't allow that to happen. Amara's true killer would never face justice if I did. So I left my law practice behind and went underground.
But that was 23 years ago. Are you telling me that after all these years, you still haven't discovered the truth?
Yeah. The fact that it was arson means that the crime scene was reduced to ashes. There's little in the way of evidence left. It's just been brick wall after brick wall.
I guess that means it's all up to me to figure it out, huh? Along with Minister Inge's murder, of course. I think I'm gonna be sick.
Come on, son. Don't look so down. With you on the case, it'll work out somehow.
I hope he's right.
Say, son, do you remember my office?
Sure. I remember that messy, dimly lit room.
The file I've amassed on Amara's assassination is kept there. I think it might help you on this case. Do you remember how to get there?
Let me think. Go through the sewer? I recall going in through a manhole. How could I not, Dirk? I hated how I always got so dirty getting there, and that stench. That old case is important too, but I should probably focus on the minister's murder first. And finally, we have to show him the orb, right?
I see you got it safely out of the tomb.
Why do you throw it at me like that?
I want you to listen carefully, son. The orb must not fall into Garden's hands. Not ever.
I thought Minister Inge was the one who was after it. He was the one who lent it to Professor Buff to study, after all. So haven't you exposed this crime now?
I have, but there's more connected to this relic than meets the eye. Much more. And whatever it is, I can't help feeling that it could turn this entire kingdom upside down.
You said something like that before. Looks like Dirk's intuition is at it again.
Garden will do anything to retrieve this. So guard it well, son. At least until tomorrow's trial.
I'm afraid your time is up. I'm afraid your time is up. I don't know, I'm just guessing. Oh, it's Sadmati, wow. Naita. It's time for the prisoner's interrogation. So be gone, you putrid-headed criminal, a betting lawyer. Wait, don't tell me you're the prosecuting attorney? What? But that would mean... Is there a problem here? You bet there is. He's your father. And your point is? My relation to the accused is irrelevant. The fact remains, I am a prosecutor. No, that's not what I don't think I'm getting through to him.
Naita, long time no see, son. How have you been? Look, I hear you've been serving Garan, rather faithfully in fact. Whatever happened to our dream of taking her down and changing this country, son?
The past is in the past.
What do you mean? Why are you doing this?
It's simple.
People change. The Naita you knew exists no more.
Listen, son. I don't know what made you change like this. But you're still my boy, even if you prosecute my case. The rest of the Defiant Dragons and I eagerly await your return. Whenever you're ready, we'll welcome you back with open arms.
As I said, I've moved on. Now, let us waste no more time, for flowers do not blossom simply from talk of the past. Naita, why do I get the feeling there's something he wants to say but can't? Guard, move the accused to the interrogation room.
Yes, sir. This way, you rebel scum. Ow! Watch it! Not so rough, will you?
Naita, is he seriously gonna prosecute his own father?
Okay. Any ideas on what to do, of course? Okay. Well, I think we gotta go to Amara's tomb. Doesn't look like a crime scene, does it? Looks like just an empty room. So, this is the tomb of Amara, the previous queen of Kudain. It's really lavish. I guess you could say it's fit for a queen. Is the faceless woman in that mural over there Amara? No, that's the Holy Mother. She's the one who brought spirit channeling to Kudain. Oh, right. The woman in the orb. Oh, it's you two. Getting right down to business, I see. Yep, knew it. Hi, Emma. We heard you'd give us a hand if we needed it. Yep, Mr. Edgeworth asked me to help where I could. So, it's been quite a while since you've been back in Kudain, I hear. Yeah, more than 10 years, in fact. Well, you sure didn't waste any time. I mean, you've already mixed up in a murder. You're as big a trouble magnet as Mr. Wright. Please don't say that. My luck's already bad enough as it is. Emma, I heard Prosecutor Salmani's requested your services again. He seems to have really taken a liking to you. You mean his ephemeral holiness? I don't mind that he approves of me and my abilities. It's just his people skills need some serious work. But when he manages to smile and compliments my work, it's hard to say no. Plus, working on investigations overseas is really good, but flying back home and forth on my days off, it's been tough, and the lack of sleep's been brutal on my skin. To make matters worse, the defendant in this case is someone I know. I mean, how could this get any worse? Sounds like they got one complicated prosecutor-detective relationship going on. Man, she's so great. I love Emma. Emma, have you determined the cause of death? Man, you know what's crazy though? We haven't gotten a 3D gumshoe. And we might never get a 3D gumshoe again. Because he wasn't in Dual Destinies, and in Dual Destinies, it seemed to make sense that he wasn't in it because Fulbright ended up being the guy, right? And Fulbright, so they had to introduce Fulbright. They had to get you attached to Fulbright, putting him into this Gumshoe role, and then they had to do the reveal. And they didn't want to have the reveal be that Gumshoe was was the bad guy, I'm sure. But with this one, they didn't bring back Gumshoe. They brought back Emma, which makes sense because she's got like a relation with Apollo. And so she's like the modern Gumshoe. That's the whole idea, right? She's the modern day Gumshoe. And I like it because I love Emma. I adore Emma. I get more attached to female characters than male characters, so I probably like Emma more than Gumshoe. But with that being said, I want more Gumshoe because he's like a cool guy. I miss him. Emma, have you determined the cause of death? Blood loss from a stab wound. Although maybe because Gumshoe's in like investigations, right? Or I don't know how much of an investigations he's actually in, because doesn't the girl become Edgeworth's sidekick? I've only played the first like 2 cases of investigations, so I'm not 100% sure. Blood loss from a stab wound. A single stab in the back was enough to cause the victim to bleed to death. The estimated time of death, 3 p.m. which is when Dirk came onto the scene. Any suspects besides Dirk? No, he, Maya, and the minister were the only ones here. And Maya had been tied up until she was freed by the Queen's royal guard. Could someone have been hiding somewhere in here? Not likely. I was told this tomb was searched from top to bottom right after the murder. And during that time, the royal guard set up a perimeter to prevent anyone from escaping. In other words, the crime scene was completely sealed off? It would appear so. It's a locked room mystery. No way for a third party to escape without being spotted, so... Great, it's another one of those convoluted locked room mysteries. Great. About the victim, Minister Inga. He was the kingdom's Minister of Justice, correct? Yes. Inga Kakul Kurain was the second most powerful figure, blah blah blah. I accidentally skipped through it. Plus he was married to the Queen. Seems strange that someone of his status would abduct someone. Apparently, he only told a few of his most loyal subordinates about his plan. That way, there was little chance of the police or even the Queen finding out. What was Inga hoping to gain by getting his hands on the orb? That I don't know, but I'm working on it. I wonder if it really was what Paul Laddish and Wimperson said. So, I mean, Inga had to have been the one to kill the previous queen, right? Because he's married to the current queen, so he has motive. You kill the previous queen, the current queen comes into power, he's suddenly a royal. So he definitely has motive. And he's definitely evil enough to do it. And he's old enough to be around then. So, I mean, that's all I can think of. I must deliver it to my benefactor at all costs. What do they want that relic for anyway? It's something to do with an old legend. My patron seeks the great power said to be granted to whoever solves its secret. A great power that's said to be bestowed on whoever solves the orb's secret. In Kurain, only those who can channel spirits are said to be fit to rule. Was that why Inga wanted such power? Did he want to be king? Yeah, that makes sense. So this is the tomb of the previous queen? Yes. Queen Amada was laid to rest here. She lost her life in an arsonist blaze. What a tragic end. I heard this tomb sits on the actual side of her residence before it was burned down. They built it on the same spot so her soul could rest in peace. So this is where the fire happened, huh? Why do you think Minister Inga was holding Miss Faye captive here? It's the perfect spot if you think about it. It's close to his private quarters, which made it easy to keep an eye on his prisoner. And the courtyard's only open to the royal family, so he had little fear of prying eyes. Plus, the tomb's normally locked, and only the royal family's allowed access. So that's why he picked this place. How long had Miss Faye been held captive? About 6 days? Really? That long? It appears that she was severely weakened by her prolonged confinement. She passed out as soon as she was freed, and is now on an IV drip at the hospital. She's been asleep ever since. Oh, Maya. Poor Miss Faye. I hope she gets better soon. Emma, do you mind if we start looking around? Sure, I've already got the okay. Knock yourselves out. Oh, and here. It's a diagram of the police drew of the tomb. I thought I'd give you a copy to help the investigation along. Thanks. Thank you. Okay. Oh. I don't know if you need my forensic expertise. Don't you dare keep all the fun to yourself, you hear? You don't need to worry about that. Besides, I'd hardly classify this as fun. Alright. Alright, we just asked all those questions. I'm gonna save it, and we'll keep going. Bam. So this is Amara's sarcophagus. Let's take a closer look. Hey, these curtains open, Apollo. Hey, these curtains open, Apollo. The keyhole? That's one big sarcophagus. They say the mummy of Amara, the former queen, rests inside. A mummy, huh? Rats, it's locked. Hey, don't touch that! You mean we can't search inside it? Not a chance. Besides, it's not something anyone would try opening anyway. What if the real killer is hiding inside? Hey, anyone in there? Don't do that, you're gonna get us cursed. I love the idea of Athena going, hey, and banging on an ancient sarcophagus. Cursed? The queen likely bears a grudge toward the living after such a violent and painful death. So no one dares touch the sarcophagus for the fear of incurring her wrath. Oh no, Apollo. What am I gonna do? Don't look at me. In any case, the sarcophagus is temperature controlled. It's kept really cold to preserve the mummy. So even if someone did decide to hide inside it, they would eventually freeze to death. I see. Still, if they bundled up, I bet a person could hide in there for a little while. We didn't get any evidence from that though. We talked about it a lot, but we didn't get any actual evidence. And is that it? That's the entire thing. Okay. What about this? What is this? It's full of ash. They must burn incense in here. So I was wondering, Apollo, did the ash come from the incense sticks that were burned in this? Or do people put their incense in after there are, or it was already ash in here to hold them up? Don't be silly, Athena. The answer's simple. The ash is a product of prayers from the countless visitors who came here. It's not a chicken or the egg kind of thing. Oh, that's an interesting take on it. It's so much more poetic than mine. I have to do most of this investigating just looking at the phone. Because the investigation part is where my airplay's gonna lag. It's a small army of, it's like a small army of monks neatly lined up. Looks like they're facing the sarcophagus in prayer. If you look carefully, each one has a slightly different expression. I wonder if they use real people as models. Some are frowning, some are smiling. Huh? There's one that looks like he's trying hardest not to burst out laughing. Really? Oh, I wonder why. Maybe it's like those times when things are so intense you can't help but laugh. You know, like at funerals and stuff. They went through all this trouble depicting that. Talk about going overboard. Great. There's a painting up there, but I can't see it very well from here. Okay. That just means when I rotate it, I'm gonna do that. It looks like the Holy Mother was painted here to watch over Amara's sarcophagus. So it's like this tomb's protected by the founder? That must be so reassuring to those she left behind. Wait, was that Athena? That was Athena. Oops. I was gonna say, that actually sounded a bit too kind for Apollo. Apollo's not a generally, like, he's not an incredibly nice, thoughtful guy. He's a good guy. He's not, like, thoughtful. He seems like he is pretty, like, pretty factually driven. So I did think that was out of character for him, but it was Athena. Athena and Apollo's names both start with A, so it tricks me. Only one problem, they didn't paint the eyes she needs to do said watching. Yeah, that's more like Apollo. Come to think of it, she doesn't even have a mouth to smile down on the tomb with either. It's actually kind of creepy. I wonder if being watched over by something like that gives the queen nightmares. Hey, keep that up and the founder just might come and watch over you too. Oh, there's more on this side. Oh, is there one missing? Look, one of the statues is broken. Yeah, but it's kind of hard to see from here. Let's check it out when we get a little closer. Okay.
And yeah, we can't see that from here. Oh, I guess I'll check this one as well. It's full of ash. My guess would be this is an incense burner.
Hey, look, Apollo. There's something in the ashes. Let's see what it is. Ooh, hello. Is that a gemstone? I wonder what it's doing here. I've got this one covered, Apollo. Would you like to hear my brilliant theory? Well, I guess it wouldn't do any harm. You know how people make wishes by throwing coins into fountains, right? Well, you know, on second thought, I'm good. What? You sure you don't need to hear my theory? I was just about to get to the good part. Let's just ask Emma. That'll be much quicker. Excuse me, Emma? What's this gemstone doing here? Oh, that? Ah, it's one of his buttons. It's not a gem, it's a button. Albeit a very expensive one from the victim's jacket. Must have fallen off and gotten in there somehow. See? Every puzzle has an answer, Athena. Well, I thought my idea was pretty good. Wait. What's with this soot? Here, see here, on the gemstone. Hey, you're right. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Let's give it a bit of a rotate. Oh, goodness. Blood on the other side. Wow. It's covered in blood. With the blood splatter this large, it must have gotten all over the killer, too. Come to think of it, yeah, Dirk had a lot of blood on him. Yeah. There was blood on Dirk's clothes. The circumstantial evidence points to Dirk being the killer. That's what I'd conclude if I were a cop, too. Why are things always so bleak for me? What's there a chair doing in the corner? Miss Faye was apparently tied to this chair. Right. Let's take a closer look. Oh, and there's something on the floor. Oh, it's a rope. We should try to cover every angle possible here. And in order to do that, we should swipe the screen to change it. I know how to play the game! It's case 5! Poor Miss Faye. She must have been tied up to this chair. I can just imagine how much her backside must have hurt from sitting here for so long. It would have been torture for you, I bet. I mean, you don't know how to sit still. If by that you mean I like to stay active, then I have to agree with you. Alright. I bet you didn't know, but I happen to be a bit of an escape artist myself. Trucy showed me how to do a rope escape trick. Uh-huh. And why would you bother learning something like that? Because we're always getting into trouble when working cases with Mr. Wright. So I thought it might come in handy someday. Well, I guess you're right about that. Miss Faye could have definitely used that knowledge. That's right. So now you just sit right here and we'll get started. What in the world gave you the idea I wanted to learn? This is... Wow, this is difficult. Like, are you... Hold on. Hold on. They expect you to rotate it. There we go. Found it. That was that was annoying. Look, there's a blood stain on one of the chair legs. Really? Hey, you're right. Really? Hey, you're right. I completely missed that. Let's move the chair so we can check under it. There's more blood under the chair leg. I wonder what it's doing there. I have some luminol here. Why don't you have some testing, do some testing around it? There we go. Look. Okay, alright. What does that mean? The ghost of the sarcophagus. The bloodstain leads all the way to the sarcophagus. Emma, is this Minister Inga's blood? Hold on 1 second. Huh? That's strange. I didn't get a match. So then, whose blood is it? Tess Myers? Dirk and Miss Faye weren't wounded, for as far as we know. And the blood's been wiped out by someone for some reason. Yeah, that's strange too. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Let's see. Guess this is where Inga collapsed when he died. Better take a closer look. Oh goodness, okay. Start with the knife. So this is a murder weapon. Emma, did you find any prints on it? Yep, and they were super clean. They belonged to one Dirk Sadmati. That's not good. Were there any others? There was one more print from another individual, but it was too smudged to identify. It's probably an old print from someone else who had handled the knife. Oh, yet another piece of unhelpful info to add to our ever-growing pile. Shh. Maybe just the body itself? They've already taken the body away. It's kind of sad how familiar I've become with body outlines. I have a photo of the body if you're interested. He was stabbed right in the back. The poor guy was practically skewered. What's he wearing on his arms? Those are the cuffs of justice. Seems to be a tradition here for the Minister of Justice to wear those forearm cuffs. They look like they're made of a thick fabric, so I guess they aren't for protection. Maybe they're for keeping his sleeves out of the way when handling documents. Yeah, that's probably their original purpose. But over the years, the reason for wearing them was probably forgotten. So now, they're just one of many traditions people do without knowing why. Oh, I get it. Kind of like the way you roll up your sleeves, huh? Or your psychology if we're going there. I happen to know why I started, thank you very much. Tomb crime photo. Tomb crime photo. Tomb Raider. Picture of the phone. I wonder if this is Inga's cell phone. It should be. His fingerprints are all over it. Do you know if he talked with anyone recently? There are a few calls logged between him and his underlings. They're all members of the secret police who are directly under the minister's control. You mean like spies? I don't think that's quite it. Alright. Gun. Was he ready to defend himself? So the minister was armed, huh? Mm-hmm. That's a 4-shot pistol. He had it for self-defense, apparently. But it won't be firing anything anytime soon. Huh? He was carrying a broken gun around for show? Now we recovered a bullet here. Which means the gun probably broke as the minister fired its last round. Thing is, the gun's chambers are all empty. Yet, that one bullet is the only bullet we could find. That is strange. Where'd the other 3 go? Maybe Dirk ate them. We can ask him the next time we see him. Just be ready for his predictably shocking answer. Great. Okay, I think that's all of that done. Back out of here. A baby on a lotus blossom. That's one strange painting. Apparently that's part of the mural depicting life and times of Queen Amara. You know, like a storyboard or something. So that's the baby supposed to be Amara? This one depicts Amara preaching to the faithful. Oh, this one depicts Amara preaching to the faithful. It's hard to put into words, but I've never seen anything like it. Let's see. The next one is... Is that Dirk? Why does he have horns? So is this her being tempted by Dirk in question? My best guess is it depicts the first time Amara and Dirk met. So he's supposed to be some kind of demon who's seducing her? Well, he was successful since they got married after that. Yeah. The mural continues on the opposite wall.
Alright, well, I'll do that in a little bit. I should probably check out the broken statue. One of the statues is broken. Let's take a closer look. Whoa, hang on, that's definitely something back there. What is this? This stands out. Look, there's a bullet here. There's also something on the ground. It's from the pistol the victim was carrying. My guess is he tried to shoot his attacker but missed, and the bullet ended up here. We've already determined the rifling marks to be matched to the gun. Rifling marks? Aren't those... Oh, shall I explain? The science behind it is absolutely fascinating. No, we're good. Lawyers think they're so smart. Is that a inside joke? Like, is that making fun of the series? Because it was a big joke in the previous games that, like, the game kept explaining what ballistic marks were. They kept going, like, ballistic marks are the fingerprints of the gun. And now the whole community makes fun of that by saying, like, did you know ballistic marks are the fingerprints of the gun? Was that what they were doing there? Where Emma's like, I can explain what they are. And Apollo's like, no. You do realize we can hear you. Okay, what's this down here? Huh? There's something shiny down there. It's a pendant. There's blood on it. I wonder who it belongs to. All we know is it's not the victim's. No one in the royal family recognized it. Emma, did you lift any fingerprints from it? I did, but I wasn't able to get a clean one. It's too bad. The blood turned out to be the victim's. That means it must have fallen here in the course of the murder. It might be Dirk's. I should ask him about it later. Pink butterfly pendant. Pink butterfly pendant. This thing's more splintered than statue now. The bullet from the victim's gun did a real number on it. It seems like something you'd get cursed for, you know? In Minister Hingick's case, I'd say getting your ticket punched is curse enough. Yeah, but don't curses extend to the afterlife? You need to stop taking what Naida says seriously. I'm perfectly capable of thinking for myself. It's a Magatama, I think. Did it come from the broken statue? Look, Apollo, there's another one. But the other statues only have one each. Hey, you're right. Maybe the statue was special or something. Yeah, that's interesting. So there are 2 Magatamas here. Okay. I think that's everything. Alright. I haven't looked at this, but I don't think there's anything here, right? The sarcophagus is surrounded by a curtain. I bet someone could have hidden behind it. True, but that's one of the many places the royal guard checked after other... Don't know why I skipped through that. Wow, you were really thorough. Yes, well, apparently one of their members loves my mystery novels. He peered into every nook and cranny with an almost frightening amount of gusto. And when he was done, he said... Very interesting. It's like one of those locked room mysteries. Sounds like he's in the wrong line of work. Okay. I think that's all of that, so let's rotate once again. Alright, let's check this little communion table. This is a grape juice Inca was drinking. He's probably nervous before his meeting with Dirk. So he drank grape juice? I'm not seeing the logic here. Mr. Wright told me all about it when he was hospitalized a few years ago. He said grape juice has something in it that helps you relax. Really? Are you sure he was talking about regular plain old grape juice? Because it sounded like he was talking about the fermented variety. No, he couldn't have meant that. I mean, we're talking about a medical facility. They wouldn't have allowed something like that in. Right. Let's just leave it at that. Okay. That was odd. That was an odd conversation. Is this supposed to be Amara channeling a spirit? It looks like the spirit of some country's sultan or something. And she seems to be conveying something to his retainers. She's on fire! This must be Amara's assassination as allegedly carried out by Dirk. They really made him look evil. This is the weirdest one of all. Is that supposed to be Dirk facing his punishment in the afterlife? Anyway, huh? I guess that's the last one. Interesting. I guess we're supposed to see this as a happy ending? Yeah, except nobody came out of this story happy. Interesting. Wow, have we not done everything? Feels to me like that's the entire room, right? There's that, there's those. There's that, there's those. We've checked the body, we've checked the statue. Checked up there, checked here. There's a door. Should I check the door? Someone could have hid behind those curtains. Here, I'll give it a go. Well, can you tell I'm hiding here? No, I can't tell at all. That's it. That's the perfect hiding place. We did it, Apollo! We solved the case! Sorry to burst your bubble, but the royal guards searched the tomb high and low right after they stormed in. And they said no one else was in here besides Minister Ingrid, Derek, and Miss Faye. Well, back to the drawing board, I guess. My brilliant deduction! Destroyed in 3 sentences! Okay, that's the whole room. Whew. I think we covered just about everything. Maybe we should go over what we've learned so far. For starters, we're dealing with a locked room murder. But instead of the tomb being locked, it was being cordoned off by the royal guard. And after the murder, no one was found to be hiding inside. Right. In addition, we also know that Dirk's fingerprints are all over the murder weapon. The curtain around the sarcophagus was drenched in the victim's blood on one side. The blood must have also gotten on the killer when they stabbed the minister from behind. Derek had blood on him from when the crime was first discovered. Unfortunately, he doesn't remember what had happened. This is not good. So, what we know so far is things couldn't be worse for our case. And that's still an understatement somehow. Yeah, it's looking pretty grim. Oh, if you two are done here, I'll have to ask you to leave. Go on, scoot! Something wrong, Emma? Why are you trying to give us the boot? It's just easier if you're not here when his ephemeral holiness arrives. Ah! He's here already? Yep. Speak of the devil. Prosecutor Sadmati!
Detective Sky, it seems you've spoken at length with these 2 lawyers. I do hope you've also kept an eye on them.
Yes, of course. Like a hawk, they didn't touch a single thing. Ha ha ha.
Give a lawyer an inch, and they'll take a mile. Never forget that.
There's that look of distrust again. Hey, Nayuta, do you really believe that Dirk's guilty? And are you seriously gonna prosecute this case? I mean, he's your father. You were once part of the Defiant Dragons, weren't you? Hey, Nayuta, wait! I said wait! Come on, Athena, after him! Huh? Oh, right behind you. Okay, we will do that next time. Oh, man, I am very excited for this case. It is also a lot. I mean, yeah, I think... Oh my gosh, there's so much to go. There's so much to go. There's so much to solve. Alright, see you next time. Howdy, and welcome back to Ace Attorney, Spirit of Justice. Here we go with the new bit. This is the same episode, probably. So, I don't need to say welcome back. Okay, what are we doing? Okay. Nayuta just came in, and then he left. And then we said after him. So now we're probably going to follow him out to the royal residence. Okay, Garden Palace. Royal residence. Nayuta, would you stop already?
What do you want?
It's about Dirk. Would you please hear me out?
I fail to see why I should. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Naita, are you afraid of what I might have to say? If not, then there's no harm in listening, right?
Very well. Speak. But make it quick. There is much I must do.
Why does everything have to be so difficult with you? Alright, talking to Sadmati. So, I know you'll be prosecuting Dirk's case, but aren't there any other prosecutors in the country? Why does it have to be you?
Her Eminence, Queen Garan, personally requested that I serve as prosecutor.
She did? That would make it hard to say no.
Her Eminence thinks highly of my prosecutorial skills.
Still, she didn't have to ask you to handle a case against your own father. Be honest, you really don't want to do this, do you?
Ah. You speak of love and sentiment.
I guess so.
I do not deny such human emotions, but the law is the law.
You don't deny such human emotions. Okay, there's progress.
And placing personal feelings above it is beyond reprieve. Do you disagree?
Well, no, I don't disagree, but...
Civilizations only exist due to the confines of the law. Without them, love and sentiment would lack the fertile soil they need to flourish. Do you disagree?
No, but...
The law must be obeyed. This truth sits above all else, including personal feelings. Therefore, whether or not I am the son of the accused is of no consequence. It is that simple. Or would you say otherwise?
But... Come on, Apollo! Tell him how wrong he is! But don't you... You know, wish it wasn't that way?
It appears I've wasted my breath on you.
And the winner is Prosecutor Sadmati.
Huh. Still spewing empty words devoid of meaning or consequence, I see. You putrid red pepper.
Ah! I know I'm right. But did he have to be so eloquent about his point? It's like he's trying to cover something up with his pretty words. Apollo, I'd cut back on the debates with him if I were you. Just stick to questions like the one you wanted to ask. Okay. Here we go. Naita, I wanted to ask you about that hostage situation. Inga said he had something dear to Dirk in the palm of his hand. And he was using that person, along with his hostage, as leverage in obtaining the orb.
That's news to me.
Well, that's what Inga said.
You can kiss your chances of getting the orb goodbye.
Heh heh heh. My affair ain't my only, how shall I say, insurance, you know, Dirk.
What?
I've got someone dear to you right in the palm of my hand. See? Now that one, well, you can imagine what kind of things I could do, right? Heh heh. Glad you're seeing things my way.
I got the impression Dirk had no choice but to follow Inga's demands after he heard that. So, who do you suppose this special person is?
I wouldn't know.
My bracelet's reacting. Wow, yes? Hey Naita, about what you just said. Ow, 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 my bracelet's crushing my wrist. Ow, that really hurts. What the heck's going on?
I'm wise to your tricks, you putrid pepper. That bracelet reacts to the anxieties of the people around you by squeezing your wrist. But now that I know how it works, I can make it tighten around your wrist anytime I wish. Consider this a warning. I don't know how he did it, but this renders my bracelet useless. Such devilry is powerless in the face of the Holy Mother's blessings. Looks like your special power won't work against Prosecutor Sadmati, Apollo. We'll have to try something else. You're right. We'll just have to ask Dirk about this. It appears... You intend to go through with a trial you have no hope of winning. Grow up, Mr. Justice. We are no longer children, you and I. I'm not the one who needs to grow up, Nayuta. In case you didn't hear, I won my last case against none other than Mr. Wright. You tell him, Apollo! And you've lost to Mr. Wright twice, Nayuta? Wait, once. Oh, you've only lost him once, right? But you've lost to Apollo once, and then Phoenix once. And then... and then Athena once. Oh man! Sadmati, everyone's beaten you. Is he mad? I can never tell with him. This trial is different. Your foolishness will only earn you a death sentence for aiding and abetting a criminal. And those who die as criminals are doomed to be reborn in the next life as something lower than a bug or vegetable. You would be lucky to return to this realm as a patch of mold. Mold? That's pretty harsh. If you wish to avert such a fate, abandon this folly before it is too late. I don't care if I end up as a dollop of blue cheese dressing in my next life. I'm gonna defend Dirk in court. You fool. Know this. I intend to prosecute the accused with all my might, no matter what you say or do. Consider yourself forewarned. Now, if you will excuse me. Prosecutor Sadmati knows his father will be publicly executed if he's found guilty. Yet he won't show even an ounce of mercy. Naita, is this the real you? Have you really changed? Do you really plan on sending Dirk to his death? Do you even hear me? Don't Dirk and I matter to you anymore? Is it trial? It's trial day, I think. Is this going to be a 2-day episode, or is this going to be a 3-day episode? That's the... Wait, is it trial day? Or is this just... It's just a to be continued and then more investigation? I don't know. Oh, now we're playing as Phoenix. That's why it's a to be continued, because now we need to go into this. Maya passed out right after we found her in the tomb. I feel exhausted. I can't keep my eyes open. She's been out cold ever since. We haven't been able to get a word out of her. The doctor said it's just exhaustion, but I can't help but worry. What is it, right? Are you alright? Yeah, just thinking is all. I'm glad you're here, Edgeworth. We wouldn't have gotten the permission we have without you. Well, I didn't come all the way to Kurain to be useless. Speaking of the investigation, I received a few things from Detective Sky. These should prove to be useful to us as well. Inga's autopsy report added to the court record. Wait a second. Phoenix and Apollo have different court records? Why?
how would that work? We can't both be presenting in the trial, right? Or is it just giving us a law reason for Phoenix to have all this? I don't know. I can't thank you enough, Edgeworth. Honestly, I'd have been so lost without him these past few days. You there, the bobbed-headed head lawyer, Phoenix Wright? I don't know who it is, but bobbed head is Rafa's thing, but I don't think she would go, Phoenix Wright! Huh? So I guess, whatever. Oh no, it's just, guard. You're from the Garden Royal Guard, right? I am Lucky, Royal Guard member, and Her Eminence's shoulder rubber. That's very specific. And what does the Royal Shoulder Rubber want with me? Wait, come to think of it, my shoulders are a bit stiff. Don't be absurd! I am here for one purpose only. I am to bring you before Her Eminence, Queen Garan, Grand Priestess of Kudain. Will you comply? The Queen? What could she want with me? And why does he have to shout like that? I can't fathom why Queen Garan would summon you. But I advise you to accept Her Eminence's gracious invitation. Royal Shoulder Rubber Lucky, was it? May I join Mr. Wright in his audience with the Queen? The name's Lucky. Laah''Kee. And all praise to the eminent Queen Garan, for she has already foreseen and approved your request, Chief Prosecutor Edgeworth. You are both to come with me. You mean to say Queen Garan sees our every move? Yes, indeed! Her Eminence's spiritual power is immense. She can even see what's going on thousands of miles away. Right. I fear I'll lose my hearing next if we don't hurry. Yeah, me too. Why would the Queen herself summon me personally? What could she possibly be up to? Well, whatever it is, let's go see her. Mayatine, Garan Palace, Audience Chamber. Whoa! Rafa, my girl. Ah, the bobbed-head lawyer has arrived. We bid you welcome. And you as well, Chief Prosecutor Edgeworth. Thank you. This place is still as magnificent as last time. We have heard much about you, Barbed One. It seems your bluffs and tomfoolery tend to leave our court devastated in their wake. Is that what people have been saying about me? Right. Where are your manners? Your Eminence, I am both humbled and delighted to be in your presence. Oh, Your Eminence, glad to be here. Looks like you're doing well. It is alright. There's no need to keep your head bowed all day. Yes, Your Eminence. Rafa? Got something to say? Rafa's not looking too good. I guess even she can't just bounce back from her father's murder. So, what can I do for you, Your Eminence? We wish to question you about something related to the case at hand. Perfect, because I have a few questions of my own. Alright, let's ask these few questions. Inga's crime. We fear we do not fully comprehend what has transpired, so it is that we summoned you here to further elucidate the situation. Is it true that our husband Inga has been seeking the Founder's Orb? That's right. He wanted to trade a hostage for it. Sorry. That's why he abducted Maya Fey.
Insolent fool!
Katonk. Ow!
That is a lie! A lie, I say. Father would never have done such a thing.
But he did abduct Maya. That much is...
I will not stand here and listen to this nonsense. You will pay for this, you...
Katonk, katonk, katonk. Is she hitting me with her staff? Ow, ow, ow! Please, your benevolence.
That is quite enough, Rafer. We understand your feelings, but we fear he speaks the truth. For we believe we know why your father would do such a thing.
Huh?
We believe he was seeking the orb as a means of obtaining spiritual power. And with it, he intended to usurp the throne.
Mother?
What do you mean, Your Eminence? Inga was planning a coup, for he was dissatisfied with the current administration. And his secret police was the primary instrument of the treason.
The secret police? They came up during the High Priest murder trial too. An elite force under the direct command of the Minister of Justice, in this case Inga. The man who's hunting down rebels as Lady Kira was a member of that group.
Indeed, Inga turned that once proud force into his own private army, and he intended on using them to launch a coup and assassinate us.
So, Your Eminence had no control over them?
As much as it shames us to admit, Kurain is not the unified realm it would appear to be. We are truly sorry you have had to witness the dirty underbelly of our kingdom.
How could Father?
But know that Inga could not have become king simply through our assassination. For in Kurain, only those who possess spiritual power may sit on the throne.
I see. That explains why Minister Inga was seeking the Founder's Orb.
Barbed one, do you recall the man known as Peace Lubin Andistandin?
Peace, love, and understanding.
Peace, Lubin, understand. Peace, love, and understanding. Peace, loving, understanding.
Wow. What about him?
He too was involved in Inga's machinations. Inga had bought his loyalty, ordered the man to steal the orb, and covered up the theft.
And then he sent the orb to the US for Dr. Buff to study. It's all coming together.
The capture of the infamous villain Dirksad Mahdi. It may prove to be the crowning achievement of our reign. Now, perhaps the kingdom may return to peace, the peace it once knew.
Oh, what a joyous day. Your husband was just murdered. Hail to Her Eminence Queen Karan, Grand Priestess of Kurain. Her Eminence's spiritual power evoked a blessing straight from the Holy Mother. I could see how her cronies would be elated at the prospect. But the Queen herself seems almost giddy for someone whose husband was just murdered. That's what I was saying.
Father?
Poor Rafer. Rafer, on the other hand, doesn't appear to be taking it so well. About that incident that occurred 23 years ago. The one in which Dirk was accused of assassinating Queen Amara.
Yes, he set fire to her private residence, burning my dear sister alive.
Murder by arson.
Only a demon would be capable of such a heinous crime.
But that event also set the stage for you to become queen. What did you do before you were crowned queen, Your Eminence?
As part of our training to be queen, we served in many different governmental positions. The longest of which was as a previous Minister of Justice. It was in that position that we were best able to support our elder sister, Queen Amara.
Interesting. That's her husband's position, or at least it was. And when you ascended to the throne, you passed the Defense Culpability Act. Those who would support criminals will be deemed just as guilty. What prompted you to pass something like the Defense Culpability Act, Your Eminence?
The assassination of our dear sister Amara. When the infamous villain Dirksad Mahdi was apprehended, he announced that he would act as his own lawyer.
That's right. Dirk used to be a lawyer.
Dirk had been an extraordinarily talented lawyer and highly esteemed by the people, but he falsified evidence in an attempt to win his own case.
I see.
But when the truth of his fabrications and the assassination of the Queen came to light, the people were devastated, and trust in the legal system plummeted. Now why does that sound so familiar?
Yeah, I wonder.
In Kurain, the Hall of Justice is a sacred space where victims receive their last rites. Should the people lose their faith in it, the kingdom would be shaken to its very core. That is why the Defense Culpability Act had to be passed. It was the only way to keep our legal system from tumbling into the abyss.
So that's how you sought to eliminate the use of perjury and phony evidence, huh? But that law is what made lawyers go extinct in your kingdom. I mean, there is a bit of a flaw there. I mean, there's a lot of flaws, but if we're going by their logic, it just makes it so if a lawyer does end up defending a client, they have that much more reason to perjure themselves and to blah blah blah, do all that stuff. What they should do is have the punishments for perjury and that sort of stuff skyrocket. If this is how they wanted to achieve what they wanted, have those stuff skyrocket and also make it so that you cannot defend yourself in court. Both bad solutions, but in terms of their logic, those would be solutions that I think would work better. Rather than if a defense attorney does defend a person, then they have so much reason to fabricate evidence. Or if someone defends himself, they have so much reason to fabricate evidence because it's their life on the line, and they're not going to suffer any extra penalties because the Defense Culpability Act only really matters if it's someone else that is defending you. So yeah, I would say to this queen, going by your logic, here's some new suggestions that's slightly better. That's slightly better, but oh well, she's never going to listen. Now there's no one left to defend those who have been accused.
We see how you could take issue with such a reality. However, we have not banned the act of lawyering itself. Those who are confident they can prove their client's innocence are always welcome to mount a vigorous defense, as you yourself has shown.
Well, I guess so, but without lawyers, there's a possibility of false charges being filed and prosecuted.
So long as our prosecutors continue to run nothing but perfect trials, there needn't be fear of such nefarious dealings. Do you disagree?
Perfect prosecutors and their perfect trials, huh? That sounds familiar too.
Let's not get started down this path. Furthermore, here in Kurain, we have the divination seance. And so it is, we no longer need lawyers for the dead do not lie.
Well, in the short time I've been here, I've beaten back false charges twice. And I've found that cases built on the memories of the dead are less than perfect. So yes, I do take issue with the Defense Culpability Act, to say the least.
Such relentless rhetoric. Your reputation precedes you, barbed one.
Wow, new sprite. Her laughing, and I mean, yeah, we just stood up to the queen.
It feels as if we ourselves were being cross-examined.
Oh no, that wasn't my intention.
It is true that some feel the Defense Culpability Act is necessary evil at best, but it is a small sacrifice upon which the peace of our kingdom has been forged.
If you consider executing innocent lawyers a small sacrifice, then sure.
The fact is that following its passage, the crime rate here in Kurain dropped markedly. Therefore, we have no regrets concerning the enactment of the Defense Culpability Act.
Really? None at all?
Right, why don't we leave it at that? This isn't a court of law, after all.
I mean, the sad thing is, yeah, crime rates probably would drop because criminals wouldn't be able to slip out of it. Like, at all. Because, I mean, if innocent people can't even slip out of it, like, everyone's getting... You become a suspect, suddenly you're being executed. So, yeah.
Yeah.
About the Founder's Orb that was to be exchanged for the hostage. It went missing after the murder. Would you happen to know anything about that? It's missing? I'm sure Dirk had it when he went into the tomb. If it wasn't there, I have no idea where it could be, Your Eminence. In that case, then perhaps Dirk has hidden it somewhere. Incidentally, there is a matter of that horned youth you were with. Oh, you must mean Apollo. From his odd hairstyle, may we assume him to be a relative? Perhaps your younger brother? No, you've got it all wrong. He's Dirk's son. Well, more like foster son. They're not actually related by blood. Dirk's... Was that the right thing to say? Royal Guard. Your Eminence. Huh? Why's she whispering in that one guy's ear? Thank you for your time. The two of you may go now. Hope we didn't just get Apollo killed. Yes, Your Eminence. We'll be on our way. Okay, what now? Apollo and Athena have the murder scene investigation covered, so, maybe we should go speak with the locals over at the bazaar. Alright. May 18, Kurain Bazaar. What? Was that a lion? Oh, that? It caught me by surprise too when I first heard it. It's the cry of a local bird known as a warbard. A bird? That sounds like that. Sounds more like a beast than a bird, if you ask me. It's a form of mimicry. You know, to help protect them against predators and stuff. Yes, well, can't say I've heard one quite like that before. Oh, it's more than unusual. It's endangered. It's extremely rare to encounter one in the wild these days. If it's so rare, then what's one doing out here in the middle of the bazaar? You got me. Maybe it's got something to do with it being their national bird. Ah! Was that a gunshot? Ha 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 ha! Staruya PW? Who calls him PW? Oh, okay. What was that, Dads?
The Defiant Dragon's newest weapon. I call these puppies dragon snot snaps.
Uh-huh, and you need those, why?
Because our hard work is starting to pay off. Thanks to our TV signal hijacking and stuff, more and more people are joining our cause. But on account of that, the old regime's been cracking down on us like real tough like.
Yeah, there's been a lot going on lately.
You can say that again. I mean, well, with the High Priest's fake murder / suicide. People are calling it the DCA tragedy, and it's causing a real public uproar.
Hopefully this means Truss' death won't be in vain after all. So how exactly is a handful of firecrackers going to be of help to you guys anyway?
Simple. First I supply them to our fellow rebels. Then we use them as a diversion when we need to shake Garon's goons.
Huh?
Like this.
Whoa! Will you cut that out? I'm not with the regime and I'm not chasing you.
Your reaction, that was priceless, BW. Guess I started with that warbard too.
It's a miracle no one's trying to arrest him while he's too busy laughing. I wonder if the warbard's got to come into this somehow, right? Because they've mentioned it a little too much that it feels like it's a clue. You there?
You there? You are one of those insurgents, are you not?
Yikes! Take that!
And he's gone. Those firecrackers are more useful than I thought.
Barbed head!
Your benevolence? What can I do for you?
I wanted to speak with you. About what my mother said. I do not believe a word of it. My father could not have been planning a coup.
Well, I can understand why you'd feel like that, but...
It was a setup. Someone must have been plotting against him.
And how do you know that?
I just do, because the Holy Mother guides me. And as a royal priestess, I must uncover the truth for all to see.
Maybe this is just how Rafer expresses her sense of duty.
You're investigating this matter, are you not? Then rejoice, for I shall accompany you and bestow upon you the royal priestess's wisdom.
That's the best news I've heard all day, your benevolence. No one would dare get in our way with Rafer by our side. We humbly accept your offer, don't we, Edgeworth? As you wish, right?
Excellent. Then let us begin with my father's private quarters. We should be able to find some clues there.
Oh, cool.
I shall expose this false charge for what it is, if it is the last thing I do.
Could it be? Is the reason she's so defensive about Inga because she's a daddy's girl?
Bobbed head, let us not waste any time. My father's private quarters are located within the royal residence. Now follow me!
Wait! She's sure in a hurry? So cute. Right, the minister's private quarters may hold evidence related to his murder as well. Yeah, maybe we can kill two birds with one stone. Rafer's awfully fired up. I just hope she'll be ready for the truth we find. After all, it's hard to believe that Inca was not in full control of the whole affair. Okay. Let's go to the private quarters? I was under the impression that we could get to the private quarters, but it's in royal residence. Right, I think this is it. Royal residence. Now, if I could figure out which of these buildings houses Inga's private quarters, that's where we'll find Rafer. I mean, Garin Palace, the heart of the kingdom's government and religion. Yes, the two are inseparably intertwined here in Kurain. The religious beliefs of its people touch every aspect of their lives, including legal affairs. Right, like how they commune with spirits in court. I suppose Kurain is amidst the glue that binds their faith, law, and politics together. It may seem strange to foreigners like us, but for them it's perfectly natural. Now that's what I call an extravagant exterior. Is this where Inga's private quarters are? Watch your step, right? That urn's been knocked over, spilling water everywhere. Yeah, the ground's soaked. Oh, I didn't see the footprints there. I wonder who did this. I think someone's in there.
Father.
Oh, is it Rafer?
Father.
Is that Princess Rafer?
There were still so many things I wish to tell you.
She always puts on such a brave face. But hearing her crying all alone, I can't help but think of Trucy. His fatherly instincts are kicking in.
Father.
Princess Rafer, are you in there?
Ah! Just a moment. I'll be right out.
Oh.
I see you are finally here. Well, let us commence our investigation, shall we?
Your benevolence. Maybe you should rest for a minute first.
You were eavesdropping on me, weren't you?
No, I mean, yes, sorry, I couldn't help overhearing. It wasn't like I was spying on you or anything.
You stupid bobbed head.
Ow! You could have feigned ignorance. It's as if your brain-to-mouth filter shuts off the moment you step out of the courtroom. I'm not that bad, Edgeworth.
Anyway, what took you so long?
I thought you would never get here. You have a lot of nerve keeping the crown princess waiting. Oh, sorry? This was my father's residence. I've already unlocked it so you can go right in. Oh, and be careful. Some dingbat dog got in the courtyard and spilled water over there. A dingbat dog? That's right. The yappy mutt spilled a whole urn's worth. I wonder how it got into this area. Do you know what it looks like? Huh. I have better things to do than memorize what some stray dog looks like. Anyway, it is not worth talking about. Let's search my father's room, shall we? I really hope she's alright. Oh. What? Okay, I just wanted to check these footprints, just in case. There are footprints coming from this residence. Too bad they just kind of end. I wonder who made them and where they went. Okay. That's all it was. Okay. This definitely looks like a private quarters of Inga. Looks like the kind of thing he'd have. What a mess. You can definitely tell a guy used to live in this room. I guess Inga and I had at least that much in common. Bah! This staff keeps getting in the way. Nana! Nana's not coming? Oh! Huh? Where's Nana? Normally... she comes running whenever Rafa calls. That's right. Nana is... Nana is what? Oh well, you bobbed head. Come, hold this staff for me. Why me? Just take it. It's too heavy, and I am tired of holding it. How does Nana put up with this day in and day out? I'll just set it over here for now. Alright, let's do some investigating. What's this? Jesus Label. Never thought I'd see this brand again. I don't remember where it's from. It appears to be a sample of some sort of spray-on hair color. Color jet black. I wonder if Inca was going gray. Here, Edgeworth, maybe you can use it. I like my natural hair color just fine, thank you very much. Okay. His desk is crammed full of documents. Sorry? They appear to be paperwork for executions. But for this many cases? Indeed, something is rotten in the kingdom of Kudain. This one dates back to 5 years ago. Something tells me he simply kept putting them off because he hated doing paperwork. There are some muddy shoe prints here. Come to think of it, there was some spilled water by the entrance. Somebody must have stepped in it before coming in here. They're already dry. That means they're at least several hours old. Then someone must have been in here today in the early afternoon. For our servants clean this room each day. Here in Kudain we have a saying, leave not today's untidiness to the morrow. Mine is, why clean up today what you can leave for tomorrow? Yes. Luckily he has Apollo, right? Apollo does all the cleaning. This is most likely a special ink pad for the Justice Minister's stamp. His insignia is carved big and bold right on the lid. Talk about overkill. Did he really have to mark everything he owned? What is this? It's a syringe and a vial. Those were for my father's back pain. He said it really helped when the pain was particularly unbearable. It was that bad, huh? He must have been injecting some sort of painkiller directly into his back then. Yes, my father said his back pain could knock him off his feet. I know the feeling. I've experienced some pretty severe back pain of my own. Well, I can't have you throwing your back out in court, so why don't you take a vial? Oh, no thanks. I hear your body builds up a tolerance to that sort of thing. That talk made me sit up straight.
I thought you didn't want them.
I'm going straight to a chiropractor as soon as I get home. This notepad must have belonged to Inga. Let's see. Inga's notes. Nana, purple hat, glasses, diamond-shaped tattoo on forehead. Dirk, long hair, eye patch, blue clothes. Phoenix Wright, spiky hair, blue clothes, necktie. What the heck? That's strange.
These appear to be notes detailing people's most prominent characteristics.
Hey, there's even some stuff about me in here. Why would he bother doing this? Yeah, that's weird.
I'm afraid even I can't answer that.
Whatever the reason, it's giving me a case of the heebie-jeebies.
It's as though he was taking down descriptions of people over the phone. That's what it reminds me of, anyway.
What a brilliant deduction! One fitting of a chief prosecutor such as yourself.
Whoa, she respects Edgeworth.
I commend you.
That's high praise coming from you, your benevolence.
Edgeworth's right, they do look like dictation notes, but I don't know. I mean, why bother describing Nana, who you must have seen every day? Yeah, what the heck? That's a big mystery to me. I don't even have a guess. I have absolutely no idea what that could mean. That's one luxurious and comfy looking bed. I've slept on nothing but hard floors since coming to Kunai. Can't wait to sleep in a nice soft bed again.
Then take it. It's yours if you wish. We'll have to clean this room out anyway, now that my father's gone.
But don't you want to keep these things as a memento of your father? Besides, I don't need a spirit haunting me late at night.
Do you suppose if I slept on it, I could see my father once more?
Princess Rafa? I honestly don't know how to answer that. Oh. Wow, that's one gaudy sculpture.
My father sculpted it himself from a block of solid gold.
Why does it not surprise me that he was also a narcissist? It's pretty detailed. He even included that personal stamp of his. Hey, the stamp's a little loose. Is this a secret? Oh, baby! Ah!
Look, there's a secret safe inside.
Oh my! To think such a thing was here all this time.
Rats, looks like we'll need the combination to get in. We can't open this without the combination, but I doubt Princess Rafa would know it.
Well, if we can't open it, we can't open it. For now, let's continue our investigation and come back to this dilemma later.
This chair looks like it was modeled after Inga's suit jacket.
The backrest even has those fancy buttons of his. I imagine they make the chair awfully uncomfortable to sit on.
Actually, they serve to massage the pressure point on his back. My father suffered from terrible back pain, you see.
I wonder if it really works. Wow, have we seen this whole room already? Feels like it.
Bob Ted, I, the royal priestess of Kurain, shall share my thoughts on the abduction.
You will?
Listen carefully, for such opportunities do not come often.
Yes, of course. We'd be grateful to hear anything you'd like to share.
My father was very likely seeking to obtain the Founder's Orb, but it was not for the purposes of a coup d'etat. It was all for my sake.
For your sake.
The Founder's Orb is capable of bestowing great spiritual power. My father truly believed that. And he wanted to put the power to be mine. I haven't finished my training, and I still can't channel spirits. He was doing it for me.
Right. I see.
Well, do you understand why he did it now?
I do, but it doesn't change the fact that Minister Inca was a kidnapper.
Ah!
But I guess you don't believe he is, do you?
Ah! New information has shot to surface upon further investigation. Suffice to say, he did this all for me. End of story.
Was he really trying to obtain the orb for Rafa? Somehow I doubt it. Speaking of powers, I wonder if Rafa will be performing the divination seance tomorrow. I should probably ask her about that. Your Benevolence, I noticed Nana isn't with you today.
I know not where she has gone. I have not spoken with her since this morning. I assume she must be quite busy today. I did catch a glimpse of her a little after 2 o'clock. I tried calling out to her, but she went off somewhere again.
A little after 2. It's about an hour before the murder.
Indeed, of all the times for this to happen. She normally comes to me at the moment I call her name.
I know it's hard to believe, but even nannies have lives, you know. Your inability to find her after the murder is slightly alarming. I wonder if her absence is related to today's incident somehow.
Do you think she was unwittingly caught up in them?
Who knows? At the very least, I don't think she was at the scene of the crime.
Nana, I hope she is alright.
Rafa seems really worried for Nana. I take it you'll be conducting tomorrow's divination seance?
Who else if not I?
Good point. The thing is, divination seances are all about what the victims experience in their final moments. So tomorrow, Rafa will experience her own father's death, exactly as it happened. That's more than anyone should ever have to deal with. Do you really have to go through with the seance tomorrow? There's really no one else? What about just calling the whole thing off?
It's not as if I'm doing this because I want to.
No?
Ah! Never mind. I misspoke. The divination seance is a very important duty of the royal priestess, and it is one I intend to fulfill.
There's that word. Duty. Duty. Your Benevolence? As Crown Princess, you are destined to rule the kingdom one day. That means there will be many things that you alone must determine. Things like how to keep your people happy, and what's true and what is false. And most importantly, what role you must play therein.
I wonder if I'm even up to the task.
Performing the divination seance is very important for a priestess, but duty or not, it's a heavy burden for someone so young. Even worse, she'll be forced to watch her father's murder. Will it be a weight too heavy for her to bear? Damn. Your Benevolence, has Nana served you long?
Yes, she's been at my beck and call for as long as I remember. I have heard she even cared for me as an infant, right down to changing my diapers.
Your diapers? It's almost like she could be your mother.
Indeed, but that is a simple fact of life when your mother is busy being queen. Nana takes care of my every need. She is my teacher in all things as well.
Rafa's pool of knowledge seems rather lopsided in some respects. Could that be the result of Nana's teachings?
Nana, could it be that my trusted attendant has come to dislike me? Now that I think about it, perhaps I've been acting rather spoiled as of late.
Oh, I'm sure she'll be back.
Yes, I suppose Nana would never truly abandon me. Upon her return, I will do something nice for her. Perhaps she'd like a shoulder massage.
And yet, I can't shake the feeling that Nana's connected to this case in some way. So people in Kudain really think highly of shoulder massages. I'm really beginning to wonder what's inside that safe. Any idea what the combination might be, Your Benevolence?
None whatsoever.
Looks like a 4-digit combo lock, so maybe it's a date. But it's probably not anything that would be too easy to guess. Well, let's try some dates and see what happens. I wonder what date Inga would use as a combination. Let's try date the DC Act was enacted. How about the date the Defense Culpability Act was enacted? Do you know when that was, Your Benevolence?
Nana! Nana!
Your Benevolence.
Yes, of course. I believe the date would be June 14.
That's sweet that Edgeworth played along. Really, Edgeworth? Is whispering in the ears of elites the secret to your success? Alright, let's give 0614 a shot. Nope, that's not it. Time to try something else. Rafa's birthday. Let's try it. When's your birthday, Your Benevolence?
Huh. You are wasting your time. It could not possibly be my birthday.
Oh, come on, it's worth a shot.
Fine. It's December 24.
Christmas Eve. Well, let's give it a try. 1, 2, 2, 4. Oh my gosh, it is Rafa's birthday. Ah! It opened. Maybe he really does care about Rafa then. If that's like the thing that's on his mind.
It did?
Unless we find out 1, 2, 2, 4 means something else. That would be heartbreaking. If she gets so excited about the fact that it was her birthday, and then like later we found out 1, 2, 2, 4 is like the number of executions that he has or whatever. Yep. And it looks like the bottom safe was a fake. Something meant to mislead would-be thieves, no doubt. Still, it was rendered quite ineffective by his use of an easily guessed combination.
Why, Father? Why my birthday?
Well, let's see what we got here. Gotta be vital clues in here. Okay, let's see what's in here. Huh? This looks like a letter or something. Let's see. Dear Father, I wanted to wish you a happy birthday. You're always so kind, and I love you very much. I hope you live to be 100 years old. Love, Rafa.
I wrote this to my father when I was 8 years old. Father, why would you hold on to something so childish and stupid?
There are some other papers in here. Huh. Ah! This is a plan for his coup d'etat. Why did he need to write this down on a piece of paper? You're gonna forget this plan. Like, sometimes I come up with ideas for TikToks or like jokes for scripts or something like that, and I'll write it in my phone. But I feel like I would remember an assassination plan.
What? Give me that. I don't understand.
It seems Justice Minister Inga was plotting the assassination of the Queen.
This can't be true. Father would never harm Mother.
Poor Rafa. This has to come as a terrible shock. What's this? There's a photo in here too. That looks like an adorable photo. Aww. Huh. It's of a woman and a baby. I wonder who they are. On the far left, there's a law book with the Mark of the Defiant Dragons branded on it.
Wait! That's...
Your Benevolence?
How can this be?
Princess Rafa! She's looking incredibly pale. Your benevolence, are you alright?
Alright? How can I be alright?
Huh?
All that I have believed. It was all lies.
I'm afraid I don't follow. What the heck's she talking about? Can I ask who the woman is in this picture?
How should I know? It seems I didn't know anything that was going on.
Doesn't look like I'm gonna get much out of her, or she's like this. Okay. Well, if it's there's a law book in the background. Surely it's the previous queen. So it's the previous queen, and like who was married to Dirk, right? That's what makes sense.
Mother,
Huh?
I must ask my mother about the secret she is hiding.
What secret?
I must go. Goodbye.
Wait. What was that all about? It's like her mind was off somewhere else. It appears this photo really upset her. I wonder who the lady in this picture is.
Stop! Shadow, come back here!
Wait, that sounds like Albie and Shadow. That's odd. Commoners aren't normally allowed in this area. I wonder what's afoot. Well, let's go out to the residence where we heard him. Oh, that was the dog that she said knocked over the vase, right? No! Ah, Edgeworth! I hope one of you has a good explanation for this.
I'm so sorry!
Hi, Albie.
No, Shadow, bad dog! Leave this man's filly thingamajig alone!
If you would kindly detach your dog from my cravat.
Right away, sir. Just hold still and,
Stop pulling like that. You'll only stretch the fabric.
Come on, Shadow. Let go of his cravat chamkalit. This isn't working. I'll just have to pull harder then. 1, 2,
Wait! What do you...
3! Ah! Come on!
No! I need air! Were you trying to kill me?
I'm really sorry, mister. My dog has a habit of attacking frilly things like that.
Maybe for his sake, he should stick to more traditional targets like cars or his tail.
What's worse, he snuck in here again today and stole some weird-looking hat. I don't know what to do anymore. Bad dog. You're a very bad dog.
Wait a second. I've seen that hat before. Okay, here's a question. Is it possible that the previous queen, Queen Amara, faked her death and became I forgot what her name is, Naina, the old woman who follows people around. So she's always just like, that's basically her disguise, is as Nana. That would be quite the twist. I'm wondering if that's what it is. I feel like the age might match up. Maybe? Damn. That's... Who knows? Albie, could I see that hat again?
Sure.
Wait, isn't this... Yeah. Look, on her head, she does have the thing. Although, actually, that's like... So does Rafa. That's like a thing. That's like a Kurain thing in general, right? Isn't that Nana's hat? But I thought she disappeared. Nana.
Shadow swiped it from someone.
Albie, how exactly did Shadow get this?
Allow me to explain. It all started when we were on the walk through the bazaar today, when suddenly that popped out of a manhole.
Huh!
Whoa!
The fangs of the divine dragons. That's our ball is here. Say, you want to join our cause, kid?
Huh? Naturally, I was super startled by that weirdo's sudden appearance.
Back, dog of the Garden regime.
Huh? But this is my dog, Shadow.
Defiant dragon's secret weapon. Dragon's not snaps. Achoo!
Whoa!
Oh man, the look on your face. That was classic.
The sudden bang of the firecracker spooked Shadow, and he ran off into the crowds. Ah, Shadow, come back here.
That'll teach you, Garan's lapdog. You there, what do you think you're doing? Ah, not good.
That's when a policeman came running over and hauled that away. That happened right around 2 p.m. if I remember correctly.
I'm not even gonna pretend I know what Dax was trying to do.
I chased right after Shadow, and when I finally caught up to him here in the palace courtyard, he had this in his mouth.
2 p.m., That's about an hour before the minister's death. Nana supposedly went missing after the murder, but this would place her here at the palace around 2 p.m. Okay.
Actually, I just remembered I saw something pretty amazing around that time too.
Something amazing. So, Albie, what was it you saw that was so amazing?
I saw Her Eminence Queen Garan channeling a spirit.
Is it really that big a deal to see her channeling someone?
You bet it is. Commoners are never allowed to behold the sacred rite.
Oh, can you tell me more?
Of course, I'm always happy to explain. I believe it was around 2:10 today. I got lost on the palace grounds while looking for Shadow. Oh, what is this place? It gives me the creeps. Where could Shadow have gone? In my search, I took a peek into a small room, and that's when I saw Queen Garan. She was channeling a spirit for a neighboring kingdom's king.
It's interesting that they have it in like a white border here. Like, it almost looks like it's a photo.
I saw her transform right before my eyes. I was so excited, I had to take a picture of it.
Oh, he did. Nice. You took a picture?
I know I shouldn't have, but I just couldn't help myself.
Between this and the treasure room, Albie's not exactly the picture of self-restraint.
Her channeling rite ended right after that, so I ran off before anyone could spot me.
You could have been arrested again, you know.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, here's a copy of the picture. Just don't tell anyone I was the one who took it.
Don't worry about his future sometimes. That's super useful though.
Come to think of it.
How did you and Shadow get into the royal residence anyway? It's not open to commoners after all.
Allow me to explain. There's a way to get into the palace from the bazaar. It's a bit of a tight squeeze, so Shadow can easily fit, but anyone bigger than me is out of luck.
You don't say.
Yeah, part of the palace wall is damaged, and there's a hole I can just make it through.
Go on.
Bet you didn't know they have some really tasty food here.
Oh, then this isn't your first time in here, huh? Trespassing's illegal, you know.
No, it's not like that. I didn't mean any harm. It's just, I want to help change his kingdom.
What do you mean?
Well, after Miss Faye's trial, I started thinking like maybe there was something I could do to help the revolution too.
Maya's trial, huh? That tragedy only happened because of how twisted Kodain's legal system's become.
How utterly foolish to cast away one's life for such a reason. There must have been other ways to cover up the crime.
What the heck?
Yet, had I done so, my wife would rush to my defense, and when the case went to trial, she would suffer the same fate as I under the Defense Culpability Act.
I couldn't remember his voice.
I could not have lived with myself had she been convicted because of that fiendish man.
This cannot be. All I have done under the laws of our kingdom, it has all been.
The DC Act led to the false charges against Maya.
And the high for suicide.
But that trial also caused the public to start questioning the current state of things. And it seems even Albie has some pretty strong feelings on the matter.
I know there had to be something I could do to help. That's when I remembered the hole in the palace wall and started thinking maybe I should sneak in and take a picture of one of the royals up to no good. I just want to do my part.
The spirit of revolution seems to be catching on, even with one so young. Right, the momentum is steadily building, and the tipping point is fast approaching. It's just a matter of when.
I agree, and the public's perception of the Defiant Dragon seems to be changing too. But Albie, you can't go trespassing like that, even if it's for a good cause. It's not right.
Okay, I won't do it again.
Albie, is that really all you have to confess? You haven't been up to any other mischief? And when I say you, I mean Shadow.
Huh? Oh, I don't know what you're talking about.
Magatama? Nice try, Albie, but the proof is literally right in front of us. Oh, right. Yes, so do I examine the pot. Albie, you wouldn't happen to know how this urn got knocked over, would you? Because her benevolence told me something rather interesting.
Be careful. Some dingbat dog got in the courtyard and spilled water over here.
A dingbat dog?
That's right. The yappy mutt spilled a whole urn's worth.
The dingbat dog she mentioned wouldn't happen to be Shadow, would it?
Ooh. I guess the dog's out of the bag. Sorry I lied, but I was worried I'd get in trouble. I know I shouldn't lie to a lawyer like that.
No, it's not good to lie to anyone like that. So let's try to only tell the truth, okay, Albie?
Oh, Mr. Wright, I almost forgot. I saw a couple of Americans a moment ago. They had really weird haircuts, so I thought they might be friends of yours.
Really now? It seems your little friend thinks all us Americans have strange hairstyles. I suppose we have you to thank for that, right? So, what exactly did their hair look like?
There was a guy with 2 crops of hair sticking out of his forehead like antennae, and then there was this lady with a long bunch of hair that looked like a big orange spider leg.
Oh, that sounds like Apollo and Athena. What were they doing?
They were racing to the bazaar, with the Garan Royal Guard in hot pursuit.
Wait, what? Why were they being pursued? I'm not sure, but I have my suspicions. I just hope they're alright.
Sorry for not mentioning it before. It just kind of slipped my mind.
To be continued. So are we going back to Apollo? I mean, I kind of want to get to the trial. Not that I'm not finding this interesting, but I like when information comes out in trial rather than investigation. It's more dynamic, but I guess we're doing another Apollo. Alright, I'm gonna quickly just pause the recording and do something else for, just take a break for like 5-10 minutes. Okay, right. I've had a break, so now hopefully I have a bit more energy to do, you know, I don't know how much longer of this I'll do, 20 minutes? Half an hour? Who knows?
Those guys sure are persistent. Yeah, they even wore me out, and that doesn't happen often. Why are they after us anyway? Why are they after us anyway? Why can't I do my voice? Why are they after us anyway? Apollo, it's the royal guards again. Quick, hide. Hey, where'd horn-headed spiky hair go? Spidey hair. Spidey hair? They're not talking about me, are they? Is that a trick question? We know you're hiding somewhere around here. We know you're hiding somewhere around here. Apollo, that weird-looking bird over there, did it just... Yeah, it did. It's called a warbird, and... You know what? I'll tell you all about it later when we're not being chased by masked men. Come out, wherever you are. Hand over the Founder's Orb if you know what's good for you.
Oh, this is because the queen, like, Phoenix told the queen that they had it. Oh, it was Phoenix's fault. Well, no, Phoenix didn't tell the queen they had it. Phoenix told the queen that he was the son of Dirk, which is enough for them to suspect him. It figures they're after the orb. I don't want to know what they'll do to us if we were captured. If they grill us in those obnoxious loud voices, I'd cave after the first hour and confess whatever they wanted, truth or no. Come out now, you foreign devils. This has gone far enough. You must not keep Her Eminence waiting any longer. We've got to get out of here. There must be a safe place to hide somewhere. Okay, well, I know a safe place to hide. Look, a manhole. Ah, that's right. Say, son, do you remember my office? Sure, I remember that messy, dimly lit room. The file of a masked on Amara's assassination is kept there. I think it might help you out on this case. Do you remember how to get there? Athena, I know where we can hide. Follow me. Oh, where are we going? Wait, you're not seriously thinking about going down there? It smells like rotten eggs. And are those rats I hear? We've got no choice. I can get us somewhere safe, but this is the only way in. Quick, before it's too late. It's gonna take forever to get this stench out of my hair. May 18. Former Sadmati law offices. Looks like we lost him. That was close. Dirk's office. How long's it been since I last set foot in here? At least we're safe now, but... Why is Athena all huddled over in the corner like that? Ah! Duts? AJ, what the heck are you doing here? Galen's royal guards are after us. Once a rebel, always a rebel. Don't worry, the regime doesn't know about this place, so you can relax now. Good. But since when am I part of the rebellion? I don't recall signing up. Apollo. I'm really gonna guess. Oh, it is Phoenix. Mr. Wright, what are you doing here? We saw you two go into that manhole. You narrowly escaped the guard's notice. It was like watching a pair of ostriches burying their head in the sand. I guess that was a closer shave than I had thought. Anyway, you're safe and sound now, and that's what really counts. Oh, I also have some evidence for you. Thanks, Mr. Wright. Oh, okay. So Phoenix just gave it to Apollo. So what is this dubious hovel we found ourselves in anyway? It's a Defiant Dragon safe house, also known as the former Sadmati law offices. I see. Well, though it might just be happenstance, here I am, a chief prosecutor hiding out in a rebel base. Please don't report this place to the local police, Prosecutor Edgeworth. Might as well take a look around while we're waiting for the heat to die down out here. Come on, Athena, stop moping over there and help me check this place out. Please tell me there's a shower here. There's a sink in the kitchen, and if you're lucky, maybe even some soap. I'm sorry I even asked. Alright, let's talk to Dats. So, So, Dats, you guys are still using this office, I see. Yep, except now it's the official HQ of the Defiant Dragons. But as Dirk said, and I quote, we must keep it for the day when Kudai needs lawyers once more. Restoring the legal system to its rightful form through popular uprising. You can tell how much Dirk believes in his cause. Oh, and AJ, Dirk said something else that might interest you. He said he hopes you'll come back and take over this office someday. Take over? Me? Those were his words. He may have been half joking, though. Dirk, guess what I heard from BW? AJ's become a lawyer. Yeah, I've been meaning to tell you. Must have been because of you, Dirk. I'm not so sure about that. I imagine he's already forgotten about me. What are you talking about? I bet he can't wait to follow you in your footsteps. Ha 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 ha. Nothing would make me happier. Maybe one day he'll return to Kurain and take over this office. It's just a pipe dream, though. Dirk really said that. Dirk was never a hands-on kind of dad. But not a day went by that he wasn't thinking of you. That much I'm sure of. Doesn't get more paternal than that. Dirk, and to think I really did spend my days trying to forget you. I'm looking forward to a nice long talk once you're free. It seems like Apollo is pretty open to, you know, them having a proper father-son relationship once everything's over. This is Dirk's old law book. Look, there's a mark on the cover. It looks like it was branded on with a hot iron. Yeah, I think it was done in protest against the Defense Culpability Act. There's an entry on the DC Act right here, see? Oh, so this is the infamous anti-lawyer law you guys are always talking about. Okay. Very good. I hate that spider. I wonder what's in this file. Oh, it's full of newspaper clippings. The arson incident involving Amara's private residence. Amara was slipped a sleeping pill and perished in the fire. The lighter found at the scene had Dirk's fingerprints on it. Seems to be a collection of documents and information on Amara's assassination. So this is what Dirk was talking about. We already know most of the stuff here on top. Let's see what else there is. Wow, where did he get all this? Anything important here? Apollo's roving musician father got caught up in this incident and lost his life. He was struck on the head by the culprit. The victim's passport and any pictures of him were burned up in the fire. Without knowing his real name, no divination seance could be performed. Huh, what about this? Apollo's roving musician father got caught up in this incident and lost his life. What? This is about your father, Apollo.
Looks like it. But I was never told much more than what's written here.
Really? How come?
Dirk always skated around the subject. Maybe he thought I was still too young. Plus, I always thought of Dirk as my dad, so I never really brought it up.
Oh, I see. Still, I feel kind of sorry for your real dad.
My real dad. I was never really interested in learning about him. But after seeing his picture, I can't help but feel a little curious. I wonder if Dad could tell me anything about him.
Apollo, this file looks like it might be useful, but there are so many pages I can't tell what's important.
We need someone to help organize all this, and I think I know just the person to ask.
Okay, let's real quick present that stuff to him.
That's about this file. Can you help me figure out which pages are the most relevant?
Yep, sure can. I got the whole thing memorized. See this page? It's definitely worth a look.
As the son of the terrorist Dirk, Naita was expelled from the royal family. The idea that the sins of the father are visited upon his children is deeply rooted in the minds of Kudaini's people. Right. So Naita was part of the royal family but expelled. Right. Oh, that's right. Prosecutor Sadmati was part of the royal family, wasn't he?
Yep, but he was expelled after that whole thing with Dirk happened. He must have gone through hell once he entered the legal world though.
Because of the sins of the father are visited upon his children thing?
Yep. In the eyes of the people, Dirk is not only a traitor to his kingdom, he's also the terrorist who assassinated the previous queen. So as his son, Uni no doubt got the cold shoulder at every turn.
That must have been really hard on him.
Yeah, the ties between father and son aren't something you can break, even if you tried. No matter where he went, he was probably labeled the son of a criminal. But despite it all, he made a name for himself through blood, sweat, and tears. I mean, just look at him now. He's a star prosecutor working cases around the globe. He's become a hero, the pride and joy of Kudain.
Now there's the Naita I know. Super smart and never willing to give in. He must have studied and fought like his life depended on it to get where he is today. Amara's assassination file updated in the court record.
I also want to ask you about my daddy. My dad.
I want to ask you about this picture.
That's the picture of your pops that Dirk found. And he had a heck of a time tracking it down. He said he searched all over for it.
Why? Why would he go through all that trouble?
Dad, please tell us everything you know about Apollo's dad. There we go.
Do you know what my biological father was like? What he was like?
Dirk once told me all about him. He was a modern minstrel walking the world and making music in his travels.
This file also has some information on your real dad. It says he died in the blaze at Queen Amara's residence 23 years ago.
That's right. Dirk had invited him over. Dirk's the kind of guy who can become fast friends with just about anyone. And it seems your pops is like that too, AJ. They hit it off at a bar. And the next thing you know, Dirk's asked him over to play some tunes.
And then the place went up in flames.
Yeah, Dirk had just stepped out for a sec when the fire broke out. Apollo, you were there too, but you were still just a baby.
I remember hearing about that when I was little.
Yeah, it was a crying shame. Your pops just happened to take you along that day. So you were there with him when the fire broke out. But Dirk risked his life to save you.
It's like Dirk's done nothing but save me all my life.
Oh, your pops' stuff got burned up, including anything that could have helped us identify him. All we knew about him at first was his stage name, Jangly Justice or something like that. Dirk did everything he could to dig up what little we know now.
What about my mother? Do you know anything about her?
All we know is she was traveling with your pops.
But that day, she was off doing something on her own. So then, she probably didn't even know my father had been with Dirk, huh? But she must have been desperate to find you and your father once you'd gone missing. No doubt, but the Queen's assassination threw the kingdom into chaos. The police were so overwhelmed, they probably hardly had any of... they were probably hardly of any help to her. We searched and searched till our legs gave out too, but we never found her. And with your father's stuff all burned up, we had 0 leads, not even a photo. So that's how I became an orphan. Yeah, who knows? Maybe your mom read about the details of the fire in the newspaper, and maybe she's figured you died along with your pops. Wow, I had no idea you'd been through all of that, Apollo. I don't know, is there anything else I wanted to present to him? Do you know whom this is? Ah! What? Do you know something about this? Nope! Just felt like shouting is all. He had me going there for a sec. Alright, nope. The mark of the dragon. That's the symbol of our group, the Defiant Dragons. Dirk had the same mark tattooed on the palm of his hand, right? Yep, and I got one too. Really? Where? On my heart. Oh, you mean metaphorically? Like you're ready to die at any time for the cause or something like that? You got that right. Dead or alive, I'll always be a Defiant Dragon. Okay. I doubt you know anything else about any of this. Except maybe the Founder's Orb? Nope. Okay. Is there anything else important looking in this room that I have to... Dirk's jacket. You should try it on, Apollo. It might actually suit you. Really? There's also a spare eye patch here. Why not try that on too? Sorry. Just picturing you and all that. It's just too funny. Ow, my pride. Great. Alright. Let's... Come on. Oh my gosh. Third Mighty Law Offices. That's the sign Dirk used to display out front. Hey, Dats. I heard the office used to do quite a bit of business. That it did. Dirk was a famous lawyer with countless courtroom victories, after all. He was a dauntless dragon who turned trials upside down, snatching victory from the jaws of defeat. His fame as the lawyer spread far and wide across Kurain back in the day. I hope the day comes when he can proudly display this sign again. Huh? Who's the kid? Wait a second! That's you, Apollo! I'd recognize those horns anywhere! Is that really the only way anybody recognizes me? You were so cute! And who's that fine-looking young man? That's Naija, back when he used to smile. Wow, his smile was absolutely angelic. Sure brings back memories. That was taken the day we all went out fishing. What was Prosecutor Sadmani like when he was younger? He was kind of quiet, but passionate when it came to his convictions. When he finally made prosecutor, he was all fired up to change Kurain for the better. But now he's nothing more than Garan's lackey. Seems like Dad has a lot to say about Naija. I'll ask him about his thoughts later. Wait, when you say that, do you mean... Oh, nice. Wasn't Naija once part of the Defiant Dragons? Yep, Yudi was a rising star in the Resistance. He vowed to fight for the cause through the legal system. Said he'd become a prosecutor and give Inger and Garan the smackdown they deserved. But now he's... yeah, a puppet of the Garan regime. Not only that, but now he's gonna prosecute his own dad. It doesn't add up. I wonder what happened to him. Me too, but if I had to guess, I'd say Garan had some serious leverage on him. Leverage? Like what? Wish I knew. But it seems like Dirk knows. I tried to press him about it, but he wouldn't say. Come to think of it, Dirk did say... Naija is suffering? Yes.
He knows the rightful state of Kurain's legal system, but something forces him to bend to Garan's will, and it's tearing him apart.
If that's the case, I bet Naita doesn't really want to go through with Dirk's prosecution. So then you'll believe me? You'll believe in my son's innocence? Oh, you believe in my son's innocence? Didn't that just say old man? What the heck? Your poor son, imprisoned for a crime he didn't commit. Let's petition the government for his release and a declaration of innocence.
Oh, thank you. Oh, it is old man. Thank you. I'm forever in your debt.
Who's that?
Hey there, Miss Inme. Hard at work, I see.
Yes, I have my own battle that I must wage. After all, there are many who suffer under the Defense Culpability Act.
Miss Inme, please don't forget about our case, too.
I won't. I will look into it as soon as I am done. As soon as I am able.
Dats? What's Mrs. Inme doing here? She's lending an ear to all those suffering under the regime's wrongful accusations. A lady whose husband's been imprisoned, parents whose son's been falsely charged. She's helping all those types of people.
So she's trying to help the revolution along. In her own special way.
Yep. And thanks to her, more and more folks are coming over to our side. All the people who've been unhappy with the regime have been waiting just for this chance, and they're starting to speak out in support for us.
The people are responding, and a grassroots movement is growing. Dirk's dream of revolution may finally come true. What should we do about the Founder's Orb? We'll probably run into the Royal Guards again the moment we leave this place. Well, we can't stay here forever, so we'll have to think of something. I've got it. Why don't you hold on to it, Dats? It should be safe here, right?
You can count on me. I'll get back to you in time for tomorrow's trial at the Hall of Justice.
Okay. What now, Apollo? Well, we've got to handle what's happening on 23... we got to handle on what's happened 23 years ago. Maybe we should pay Dirk a visit. There's something I want to show him. I'll join you. I want to talk to him before tomorrow's trial. Maybe I should wait here then. We'll attract undue attention if we go into a larger group. Okay. Wow, I'll do that next time. Next time I will be ready for what I assume is going to be the end of the investigation. I feel like we're going to talk to Dirk and then maybe that'll be the end. So, end of the investigation. And then moving into the trial. With an investigation this long, I feel like it's just going to be trial until the end of the game, right? I don't think they can do a third day with investigation. It's been so long. Which is like, it's good. It's definitely good. But it's always draining for me to do an investigation for a long time because it's like pure exposition. It's all questions and no answers, which is, it's the format of the game, right? So that's to be expected. And the trials are often so good because of the investigations. But yeah, it's still a lot. Anyway, thanks, and we'll see you next time. Bye.